Hello everyone, my name is Jared Goodman, and this is my persuasive speech. Imagine a place that has beautiful blooming flowers and cherry blossoms in the spring, to hot springs in the winter overlooking a beautiful mountain range, to a bright, lively firework festival on a cool summer day. This may all sound like a place out of your wildest dreams, but the place I am describing is Japan. Speaking from experience, I can say that Japan is one of the most unique places on earth, from their food, to their landscape and architecture, to even their traditions and history. Japan is a place that everyone has to go, no matter what, at least once in their life. Japan is made up of over 7,000 islands. It may sound like a lot, but there's 4 main ones that you need to know: Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku, and Kyushu. Hokkaido is the northernmost one. It's known for its rural countryside. It makes up 20% of Japan, but only 5% of the population. It has many national parks and greenery everywhere. Honshu is the heart of Japan, and this is the most known area. It houses Tokyo, which is a beautiful, advanced city with its neon lights, to temples blending perfectly together, to Kyoto, which is a little more countryside city as well, that has its historic past with older buildings but are more classical in architecture, to even Mount Fuji, which is one of the tallest volcanoes in Japan. Shikoku, it's a little bit more southern than Honshu, and it is known for its 88 pilgrimage route, which is a route used by Buddhists back in the day of 88 different temples that they would do a pilgrimage through. And they're also known very well for their hot springs. And lastly, the southernmost one is going to be Kyushu, which is very rural, just like Hokkaido. Not as much people living there, lower population, but they're known for their historic background and pottery. Moving on to their food and culture. There's a lot of food that people know nowadays, from ramen to sushi, which has all been Americanized in a sense, but it originates from Japan. So back in the 19th century, when Chinese immigrants came over to Japan, they brought noodles called ramen. And over the years, they developed. And even nowadays, they have ramen carts. And they claim that ramen is their staple. Rightfully so. Everybody loves ramen, everybody knows it. Noodles and broth, instant ramen, but nothing compares to the ramen you will have in Japan. And that leads me on to sushi as well. Sushi, everybody thinks it's just raw fish over rice. But sushi doesn't mean raw fish. It means vinegared rice with a topping on top, which is most common to be fish. It's so prominent in Japan because it is an island with many port cities, able to import this fish and get beautiful, delicious, fresh fish. Moving on from their food is their culture. There's something that's very well known, and it's anime. Anime is Japanese cartoons. But before anime even gets a thing, it becomes manga. So manga, like this book right here. This is an English comic, just typical Spider-Man. Everybody's seen a comic book before. But the Japanese version is called manga. It looks like this. And instead of it reading left to right, you read right to left. And they're little panels and sketches of everything. And manga is a huge part of their society. Huge. You can see it on everything. Like this bottle here. It even has anime characters on it. They put anime on almost everything. Anime and manga is their way of living. They even have cafes and conventions just for this stuff, because they're so in love with their own culture of these cartoons. And even similar to these conventions, they have festivals year-round because they're so intertwined with nature. All these festivals are mainly centered around nature, from each month having different things. Like how in March, they have a plum festival for their plums finally blossoming. And then April, they have cherry blossoms, which is their most well-known tree, with the beautiful pink flowers coming off of them. And they just celebrate Mother Nature and Earth. To even in a little bit earlier in time, with the snow and the cold, they have lantern festivals in Nagasaki. Tokyo sounds amazing, just like all of the rest of it with all these festivals. But you always have to be careful when traveling. But the great part about Japan is it is considered one of the safest countries in the world. When comparing crime rates of Japan and the US, the crime index of the US is 49. So you feel safe for the most part, and you can see crime every once in a while. But in Japan, it's half that. It's 23. So it's very rare that you would ever see any crime or be part of anything. And along with this safety you feel, the streets are clean. The Japanese people are very hygienic and make sure they take care of their land properly and take care of their streets. It even goes as far as there's not even trash cans on the streets because people carry their trash with them and don't want to see litter anywhere. Bringing this all together, Japan is just one of the most amazing places in the world, and it's somewhere that you need to visit at least once just because their food, their culture, even the people themselves are amazing. Thank you.